Welcome to Manifested Reality, a place where we explore consciousness, mindset, and the deeper principles that quietly shape our lives. Today we explore a subtle force that influences nearly every aspect of our lives: attention. Most people think success is determined by effort alone. Work harder, push further, try again and again until progress finally appears. But beneath effort lies something far more influential: the direction of attention, because attention quietly determines what the mind notices, what it ignores, and ultimately what becomes possible. Consider how the mind moves through a normal day. Thousands of details surround us at every moment: conversations, ideas, problems, opportunities. Yet the mind cannot process everything at once, so it filters. It chooses what deserves attention and what can safely fade into the background. This filtering process happens so naturally that most people never question it. They assume they are seeing the world exactly as it is, but in reality, they are only seeing the world through the narrow beam of their attention. Imagine walking through a large forest with a small flashlight. Wherever the beam of light points, the forest becomes visible. Trees appear, paths emerge, details begin to take shape, but everything outside the beam remains hidden in darkness. The forest itself has not changed. Only the direction of the light has changed. Attention works in the same way. It illuminates certain parts of reality while leaving others unseen. This simple psychological truth explains why two people can live in the same environment yet experience completely different outcomes. One person notices obstacles, another notices opportunities. One focuses on risk, another focuses on possibility. The difference is rarely intelligence. Often it is simply attention. Psychologists sometimes describe this as selective perception. The mind naturally seeks information that matches what it expects to see. If someone believes success is rare, their attention searches for evidence that confirms that belief. They notice failure stories, they notice setbacks, they overlook progress. But when belief begins to change, attention follows. A person who believes growth is possible begins noticing different details. Ideas appear more interesting. Conversations reveal possibilities. Small chances begin to stand out. The environment did not change, but attention did. And when attention changes, perception expands. And this expansion often feels like luck. Someone suddenly discovers an opportunity. A connection appears, a solution becomes obvious. From the outside, it may look accidental, but internally, attention was simply looking in a different direction. Think about how many opportunities begin quietly. A passing idea, a brief conversation, a pattern noticed at the right moment. These signals exist constantly around us, but they are only visible when attention pauses long enough to notice them. This is why many successful individuals describe something unusual. They say opportunities seem to appear everywhere. Yet the truth is not that opportunities suddenly appeared. It is that their attention became trained to recognize them. Attention is not just passive observation. It can be cultivated, directed, strengthened through awareness. Consider the difference between a distracted mind and a focused mind. A distracted mind jumps constantly between thoughts. It reacts to noise, interruption, emotion. Its attention moves randomly, but a focused mind becomes intentional. It chooses where to place its attention. It returns to that focus repeatedly. Over time, this creates clarity. Patterns become easier to recognize. Ideas connect more easily. Solutions begin to emerge from places that once seemed confusing. This is why attention is closely connected to success. Not because attention magically changes reality, but because attention changes perception, and perception influences every decision that follows. When attention is scattered, progress becomes inconsistent. When attention is deliberate, progress becomes guided. Consider someone learning a new skill. At first, everything feels overwhelming. There are too many details, too many possibilities. But gradually, attention begins focusing on what matters. The important patterns become visible. The mind learns what to ignore. And suddenly, something that once felt impossible begins to feel manageable. The same process happens in life. Clarity rarely arrives instantly. It emerges as attention becomes more disciplined, more aware, more patient. Over time, the mind becomes capable of seeing deeper connections. And this is where the psychology of attention becomes truly powerful. Because attention not only shapes what we see, it shapes who we become. What we repeatedly focus on begins shaping our thoughts, our habits, our identity. If attention constantly returns to limitation, limitation becomes familiar. If attention explores growth, growth becomes natural. The mind gradually builds its reality around the patterns it observes most often. This is why many wisdom traditions emphasize awareness. Awareness allows us to notice where our attention is moving. It allows us to pause and gently guide it in a new direction. Instead of reacting automatically, we begin observing intentionally. And slowly, the mind becomes less scattered, more deliberate, more capable of seeing possibility where confusion once existed. This quiet shift in attention often marks the beginning of transformation. Life may still present challenges. Uncertainty may still appear. But the mind begins responding differently. It searches for understanding. It explores potential. It notices pathways that once seemed hidden. And gradually, progress begins to unfold. Not through sudden luck, but through the steady discipline of attention. So perhaps success is not only about effort. Perhaps it begins somewhere deeper, with the direction of awareness. Because wherever attention travels, energy follows, and wherever energy flows, growth begins. Take a moment to reflect on this. Where has your attention been focused recently? Has it been searching for obstacles or possibilities? Sometimes the smallest shift in attention can reveal opportunities that were always present, waiting patiently, just outside the beam of awareness. If this reflection resonated with you, subscribe to Manifested Reality for more explorations into consciousness, perception, and the hidden principles that quietly shape our lives. And remember, the mind becomes powerful not when it controls the world, but when it learns to guide its own attention.